So you're thinking of coming to study in Canada, and after studying you want to reside here permanently, and you are wondering what's the best route for you to get your permanent residence. If this is you, you are at the right place. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the best PR pathways for international students looking at studying here in New Brunswick. Now, we came here as international students. We came to study, and after studying, we decided to stay. Now, some of the opportunities there are out there to become PR, there are several pathways that you can leverage on to apply for your permanent residence. The first one is the NBPMP International Student Express Entry Route. For this program, about 3 months prior to completing your program or your studying, you can apply and express interest in residing in New Brunswick, so that way you would get an invitation to apply from the government of New Brunswick to apply for a permanent residence. Basically, there is a link with all the details to that. I'll put that link in the description so you guys can go check it out. So that's the first one. So 3 months before finishing your program, you can already apply, but you need to be PR ready. Being PR ready meaning that, one, you need to have written your IELTS or CELPIP, whichever English test score you decide to write, either CELPIP or IELTS. You need to have those prior to applying. The second one is, if you are going to be applying with your credential from your home country, then you need to have evaluated your credential. You can use WES or you can use CES. You know, these are few of the bodies you can actually use to evaluate your credential. Now, I'll leave a link to that as well, so that you can check some of the other organizations you can use for your credential evaluation. So those are the two key things. You should have your English test score, and you should have evaluated your credential from your home country. The second pathway you can look into using to apply for a permanent residence is the New Brunswick PNP Skilled Worker Stream. Now, for the skilled worker stream, after finishing your program, once you get a job, your company, it should be a local company in New Brunswick. You should take note of that. Now, your company should be willing to give you a letter of employment that proves that you are working for a local company and you are willing to reside here in New Brunswick. Once they give you that letter, you can apply for expression of interest, and once you are nominated, you can use that nomination to apply for your permanent residence. Now, these two pathways I just spoke about, the skilled worker stream and then the international student stream, since those are New Brunswick PNP program, they are provincial nominee programs, you are required to reside in New Brunswick once you get your permanent residence. So you can't just get a permanent residence and decide to move to Toronto or to Manitoba or to wherever. You have to reside here, and you sign a statement of obligation. I'm not sure if I got the name right, but you sign this statement that you would reside here in New Brunswick after getting your permanent residence. The third pathway is AIP, formerly AIPP. That's the Atlantic Immigration Program. Now, for this program, there are several categories within the AIP program, actually. The first one is you should either be working for an employer that's a designated employer. Okay, so usually the companies, they would need to apply to become designated employers to be able to issue you a sponsorship letter or a letter of support to apply for AIP. So that's one thing you should take note of. Now, on the New Brunswick website, I'll try and leave the link to that website in the description. You would find a list of all those designated employers. So when you start looking for a job and you want to use this pathway, you should target those employers on that list. Once an employer is designated and you start working with them, you let them know that you want to apply for permanent residence, you are an international, you know, they should provide you that letter. They'll go through some processes, paperwork and all that, and you can use that stream basically. One other category within the AIP program is the graduate stream. Now, for that, you should have completed a two-year program in any of the Atlantic regions, either in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI or Newfoundland and Labrador. And once you graduated the 2-year program, you can actually apply. You don't even need an employer support. You can just apply because you graduated the 2-year program. And again, for each of these categories under the AIP program, you should be PR ready. Your IELTS, your credential evaluation, you should have those. So that's, those two documents are like key. Your test score, the credential evaluation, you should have those even before thinking about applying for your PR. And outside of the Atlantic program, one other way, which is in most cases the most difficult way actually to apply, is to the Federal Express Entry Program. So for that, you create an Express Entry profile, depending on your education, your marital status, and some info about you get a score, and from time to time there is a draw. Now the government has a cutoff point or cutoff score which is actually invited to apply for permanent residence from time to time. So if you happen to apply to Express Entry and your score happens to be good and you get the invitation to apply, then good for you. Now the catch here is, for the Federal Express Entry program, once you get your permanent residence, you can move anywhere you want. You can decide to move to Toronto, to Vancouver, to BC, Alberta, and all these places. You can just go. But for AIP and NBP and P, you are required to stay, live and work in the province that gave you the nomination to apply for a permanent residence. This is just high-level information, so you should already start thinking about which of these pathways you are going to use once you graduate from your school here in Canada. If you want more details on each of these pathways, you can reach out, or you can let us know which one specifically you want us to talk more about, and we can delve into it. If you have a specific situation and your case is very special, you want to ask specific questions, you can reach out to us on Instagram, on our DM. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to our Instagram, so you can DM us and we can talk more. Hope this was useful, and hope this prepares you for your transition to moving to Canada to study and eventually becoming a permanent resident. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy, and catch you in our next video. Bye.